Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Certified Fangirl Podcast. Today, I'm joined by Kelsey Keena, a passionate marketing professional at Vans who loves being part of a brand that celebrates individuality and self-expression. We talk about her musical influences, growing up as a Warped Tour kid in Southern California scene, and why being unapologetically yourself is your greatest attribute. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Certified Fangirl Podcast, where we celebrate fandom, spotlight the people behind the music, and bridge the gap between fans and the music industry, as well as cultural. So can you introduce yourself? We're here with Kelsey Keena, and walk us through your journey and how you got to where you are today and what your work looks like currently.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I am so happy to be here. My name is Kelsey. Like you mentioned, I work in retail marketing for Vans Shoe Company. Once upon a time, about 4 years ago, I was actually an assistant store manager for Vans. And I tell people all the time that being passionate and just being a fangirl, truthfully, of the brand is what got me to my current position. I'm lucky. There's an apprenticeship that the brand offers for people who work currently in the retail space and give them the opportunity to get into the office. And I applied on a whim, and somehow I tell people I finessed my way into the office, and now I get to work and do a whole bunch of fun stuff with the brand.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. And how long were you store manager before you before you applied for the apprenticeship?
About maybe a little under a year. And it's one of those things where Vans has a really great working culture where a lot of people that you meet have been with the brand for 5, 10 plus years. And for me, I've tried so hard just to be a store manager for the brand for a really long time that I was just like, oh no, like I'm good. As long as I'm working in a store, I get a discount on skate product. Like I'm totally fine. And it was my friends who encouraged me, like, if you already love your job, like why not take the risk? Like you're not losing anything. And I'm so thankful just to have like such a supportive like community around me, because if it wasn't for my best friends, I don't think I ever would have taken the leap of just like going for it.
Yeah, 1000%. I think that when we have good people around us, it kind of inspires us to want to try harder, and also people that challenge us too, and kind of bring out what they think would be good for us or what they think we're capable of. I think that a lot of times we can doubt what we're capable of, and we have to just go for it, you know? I've been saying YOLO a lot in my interviews, but truly you think like, what's the worst that could happen in that kind of situation? So...
Or it's just like, I feel like you hear all the time, like dream big, or like you just never know. And for me, it's like, I had dreams, but I feel like you're like, yeah, you can dream big, but like never be afraid to dream bigger is what like I tell people. And I think at the same time, I think there's so much power in just being yourself too, where it's like, if you're not afraid to be authentically who you are and just like have that passion exude from you, like you just never know what the possibilities could open up just from doing that.
That is so true. I think that passion is like an overlooked trait in somebody. Always kind of, I've been a passionate person and people are always like, oh, that's too much. That's too much. And I'm like, no, this is something that, you know, you should want to have. You should want to be passionate. And I think that also, yeah, people can tell when you're being authentic and your true self, and it just kind of shows like in the way that you present yourself and the way that you carry yourself, and it makes life a whole lot more fun when you're just authentic as opposed to you know, pretending to be somebody else.
Oh, absolutely. So. I tell people all the time that I don't believe in guilty pleasures, because I don't feel guilty about the things that I don't feel guilty about my pleasure. I don't feel guilty about the things that I pleasure. And if like I'm known for having a massive like Snoopy collection, like I have a Snoopy tattoo. It's one of those things where it's like, if I'm gonna do something, I fully commit to it 100%. And it's like, if I'm gonna be really into Snoopy on Ice, I'm gonna be super into it, and everyone's gonna know. And I think having that sense of passion, like you mentioned, like I feel like people respect it because it's not something that they see commonly.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's so funny that you say about the guilty pleasures because I get asked that all the time, like, what's your guilty pleasure song or what's your guilty pleasure movie? And I'm just like, I don't feel guilt about any of this. Like, I'll listen to whatever I want. I'll watch the most ridiculous movies because I enjoy them, and I'll outwardly express that I love this. So it's so funny that you mentioned that because I always kind of run with that too. And my brother always gives me a hard time for the things that I like. And I'm like, I just don't care. I just don't
right.
care. Like I quote Mary-Kate and Ashley all the time from like their old movies. I'm just like, I just don't care. I love it. I love all of it. It's amazing.
Same.
Same. And also love the Snoopy stuff. I love Snoopy. I love Sanrio is like my big thing. I have a whole like shrine to Sanrio. Love all the little plushies and keychains and everything you get your hands on. Exactly. There is no
I'm the same way.
for people.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what was your first experience with Vans when you were younger? Like what was your first time like seeing them or being introduced to the brand? Like was it seeing the shoes at the mall? Was it the Warped Tour? Was it seeing like skate ads? Like what was your first memory?
It was a combination of two things. My parents grew up in Santa Monica in a very like skate heavy beach town where Vans is very prominent in that area. Growing up in like middle school, I skated at different skate parks as well. And of course, you would just see that same brand and everybody wanted to be a part of that. And for me, it brought like, not like a sense of community, but it was like there was people around at the skate park comparing different shoes that they had and what would be best for them for their skating. But what really hooked me onto it is that they still do this customization program where you can customize and create whatever Van shoe your heart's desire. And I remember picking out these slip-ons that had polka dots and like pink and yellow colors. And it was one of those things where like the shoes, now looking back at it, I'm like, the shoes did not make sense at all, but they made sense to me. And having that sense of like, yeah. And for me, I became obsessed with it because it was like having that sense of individuality and having it be celebrated. Like if you want a shoe to represent you and you can do whatever you want with it, like here's a platform for you to do that. And I think having a brand that also does that and makes it accessible as well. I think for me, because I didn't grow up with a lot of money, like it was not, I would look forward to every school year saving up for my one pair of Vans to last the entire school year. And I think for me, just being a part of it, like being a part of a brand that's not afraid of just kind of radicalizing creativity is something rare and in my like something that I deeply align with too.
Well, first of all, yes, love that. I'm SoCal born and raised, so I totally understand that. Definitely, we grew up seeing the skate culture, and that was, I mean, I tried skateboarding when I was younger, and I failed miserably, so I am definitely more of aligned with like the music side of like the Vans representation. But I mean, of course, you can't deny that, like, that was, you know, the skate shoe, and everyone skateboards here, everyone surfs here, so it's like that, you know, you have the brands that are really prominent in that scene, and that it's just like undeniable when you live here. I don't know what it's like in other places. I probably grow up with different brands growing up and seeing those everywhere, but when you're kind of, it's just like second nature. You go into like a store, you go and you have a surf shop and you see, or a skate shop and you see Vans, you're just like, what is this? And the customization, amazing. I love customizing my Vans. I haven't done it in a while, but I was going a little crazy there during COVID. Doing a bunch of I was like, what else is there for me to do? I'm just going to customize Vans and wear them in my house, I guess. But
my sister customized a pair of Vans for me that has like my dog and my cat on them, and they're like the cutest things. And it's one of those where I feel like, or at least I hope in other areas, it's like a brand that people see where it's like being different is celebrated and not and something that we welcome. Like that sounds so lame, but like I feel like having that sense of like welcomeness and acceptance of individuality is rare and I think really special.
Yeah, I hope that, because I feel like here in California, it's people are very individual focused, and they love being themselves and kind of having that authenticity on display. But in other places, you might feel like you can't do that, and Vans kind of shows you that it's okay to be you and be creative and kind of design the things that you want, even if the prints don't match and you're doing like a checkerboard upper with like a leopard side. Like it's totally fine. Do whatever you want. Just be yourself. Exactly. But I love the customization. It's so fun, and it's a great way for the brand to stand out and for people to, yeah, like you said, show their individuality and have also like a one of a kind piece too. So that's really, really awesome. So I love that. Totally. That's amazing. And so then you said you also grew up in like the music community as well. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. Yes. I say being a part of the music community, and especially being in the hardcore community, at least in my adult life for sure, has definitely like saved me as a person. Like, not to be super dramatic, but like I'm over 2 years sober now. And I think being a part of a community, thank you. I think being a part of a community that celebrates that and encourages that and finds ways of building a community, like I have never seen such a sense of togetherness and everyone looking out for each other's back like the hardcore community. It's very hilarious to me because I come to work wearing polka dots and glitter, and then I'm on the weekends in a pit somewhere and all of my coworkers are like, oh, okay, like there you are, it's okay. And it's one of those things where like I grew up going to Warped Tour, I grew up going to Change Reaction, and it's one of those things where having people scream lyrics as loud as they can, getting their fingers up there, like just saying everything that they want to say with it, like you can't find that sense of community. It's rare. And I think it's really unique. And it's something that I cherish. And now being in the position that I'm in, if there's a way for me to give back to that community in any aspect, I try to do what I can. But yeah, I was a Warped Tour kid too. I love the music. I love going and supporting local bands is like super important. Supporting DIY scenes is super important. And now I am planning things for Warped Tour, and Warped Tour is now work for me. And that's a whole different like full circle moment personally. And for me, it's just like, it's one of those things where it feels full circle in the sense that I finally get to give back to something that shaped who I am as a person now.
What an amazing feeling that must be. I can only like imagine just having that, like, you have a moment to take it all in, or have you like, are you still in disbelief that like this is your life?
Oh, I have, I pinch myself all the time. It's one of those things where have been working I've been working in marketing for a couple of months now, but I've been working in the office at Vans for a couple of years. And it's one of those things where it's probably the hardest I've ever worked, but it's the most rewarding. And I keep wondering when this shoe's going to drop. Like, it's one of those where I truly, yeah, when the Vans shoe is going to drop, because I've never
That
worked.
slip-on's gonna slip off.
I know.
Such a dad joke.
Oh, it's great. It's one of those I've never worked harder. Last year was the first time that I got to work at Warped Tour and help out with a whole activation. And it's like one of those things where I felt so old and so young all at the same time, where I was just like, oh, I remember being in fourth, fifth grade coming to this thing, and now I'm working it, but it's like a whole different generation of people coming in, and I feel so thankful to be a part of it.
That's incredible. Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with the feeling so young and so old at the same time, because I also grew up going to Warped Tour and going there and seeing like generational aspect of like people my age bringing like their children and having them experience it for the first time, and then also seeing the people that used to go like be reignited with like this not just nostalgia, but it's just such an incredible feeling. And it was so, they really hit the nail on the head, I think, for me, like bringing back all of the feelings that we felt when we used to go. I guess it's on a bigger scale, but it's the same. Like it felt the same. The vibes were exquisite, if I do say so myself. Are you going to be at all 5 this year?
I will for sure be in the Long Beach one. And then I think Mexico City are the 2 that I'm for sure going to. I would love to go to all 5.
Because I was like, yeah, I'll be at Long Beach. Yeah, I'm so far I did all 3 last year.
That's impressive.
Because I'm like, that's what people were saying. I'm like, why not? You know, I wanted to, first of all, I love going to shows in different areas and just seeing what the fans are like and how different like communities and different crowds are in different areas, because they are different from even from state. Yeah, it's really interesting to see how different crowds act in different areas. But also just, I was like, it's the 30th anniversary, like go hard. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so far I'm doing Long Beach and DC, and I'm probably going to be doing Orlando again. So we'll see again. Just because I feel like the lineup this year is kind of split up a lot. It's like very chopped up, and I feel like I have to go to more than one to just see, like, kind of piece together all the bands that I want to see.
Yeah.
Who are you most looking forward to seeing?
Okay. Because I'm from Hawthorne/Torrance, I'm always going to shout out Joyce Manor. Joyce Manor is my favorite band. I love them very much. I have been going to their shows since I was a teenager. There's this one show, I think I was like 15 or 16, where they were playing at this bowling alley in the bar of the bowling alley in Torrance, Gable House Bowl. And it was one of those things where I was like, I'm going to find my way to get in there. And I did. And it's one of those where it's just like a band that I am so proud to be from the same area as them, and so proud to see them grow. And it's very parasocial, and I'm just so happy and proud of them.
I think we all have a little parasocial in us, especially with how much we're on the internet. It's okay. I love that you brought up Joyce Manor, because I just saw that their little ad for being at all the different dates. I think this morning I saw that. I don't know when they posted it, but also when I interviewed Sarah Lyman, she was my second interview. She shouted out Joyce Manor too, being her favorite band. I'm like, oh, I love this, like the Warped Tour bridge.
Correct. I was like that I will always shout them out, but I'm also really excited to see like Haywire be at Warped Tour. There's some other hardcore bands that are going to be at Warped Tour this year, and I'm excited to kind of see how they like take that space, because I'm so used to seeing Haywire's not small by any means anymore, but I'm used to seeing hardcore shows in such small spaces.
Right up against the barricade, yeah. Like right up against the stage. How are they going to like translate that without people jumping up on stage and kind of like...
People will. People still will jump on stage.
I'm like, how are they gonna jump? They'll jump over security just on the stage. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. Yeah.
For me, I'm just like, I always tell people, like, on your team or just in your circle of friendship in life, like, you want a hardcore kid and you want a theater kid, because those are the 2 fearless, most hardworking, like, oh, you want to find a way to get up on stage and make it happen? A hardcore kid is fearless and will jump up there and have no problem. Like, you have a tight deadline and you have no budget, a theater kid will get you there where you need to do. But I feel like, and both very passionate groups of people. That's why I'm like, you want someone that you can trust that will get something done. Those are the 2 people that you should trust. 100%.
1000%. That's I love that, like building different friendships. Okay, everybody get a hardcore kid and a theater kid. And
you'll find out they're pretty much one and the same. Just the music taste might be a little different, but they're pretty much the same.
We were at the same show. Was it last week, 2 weeks ago? And Haywire, No Pressure, in LA. So that was, I mean, that's funny, but also that was such a cool experience. Like you said, going back to the sense of community in the hardcore scene. I think that if you're not in it and you don't go to the shows, you're like, it can be misunderstood. But the hardcore scene, literally, those people are just loyal and just 100%, like you said, passionate and in it, and will be there for their friends and their people forever. And fight for them. Yeah, it's incredible to see. And it also reminds me of so Toby Morse from H2O has a podcast, One Life, One Chance, and he interviewed Haley Williams, and it was 6 hours, which is amazing and insane.
Correct.
So I was listening to that, and she really talked about how she was brought up in the hardcore scene as well, and they kind of went back and forth about community and how maybe when you have a tough upbringing or something going on in your life, or even if you don't have that, you have this place that you can turn to, and this music, and it'll just give you that sense of comfort, and you'll feel safe and loved. And I love all of it. It's amazing.
Yeah, same. And I would say for me, like, I grew up in that scene as well. And there was a period in my life where, sobriety wasn't my focus. I definitely dabbled in a lot of different, like, not so fun substances and stuff. And I felt for the longest time this, like, sense of guilt of coming back, where I was just like, I don't know if I'd be welcomed back necessarily. And it's like you have this weird, like, pressure of, like, I just don't know now that I'm trying to do something for myself and be better, essentially. Like, are people going to be open and accepting of that? And I was probably the most pleasantly surprised of how welcoming people were, and how people know my story, know my journey type of thing. And instead of being like, oh, like, now she's like trying to be sober, trying to be cool, it's more just like, awesome, there's another person that is a part of our unit, and we welcome you, and any struggles that you're going through with it, like, we're here for you too. So like I said, like, it's one of those things where it's a space for people to come to, just to let go of other things, or if they have something going on outwardly of them, like, they can come let it out in the pit, and at the very end hug each other. The amount of times I've seen people with bloody noses help each other get up and give a hug and make sure that the other person's okay is, like, it's rare. It's something that you don't see.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, it's just, something that people have to, I feel like, experience for themselves. Like, everybody go to a hardcore show and see what's going on, and you'll feel loved, definitely. So
yeah,
like,
I mean, even. And you don't have to jump on stage. You don't have to. At Belasco, I'm always up on that balcony looking down, like, more than like, it's one of those where you don't have to be in the very center. You don't have to be barricade and still enjoy yourself and feel that sense of community.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't do anything you don't want to do. It's fine. You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to get in the pit. You don't have to jump on stage. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You can stand off to the side. You can stand in the back. You can stand on the balcony. Like, it's all good. You're fine. So with music and how much music inspires you, do you feel like music really, you approach your work? Like, how do you approach your work and your personal style, like, with music in mind? Like, does it play a huge influence on that?
Sure. I feel like my style is so different in the best way. For me, I love how musicians in general, band, not band, pop stars, I love how people are not afraid to dress what they could classify as, like, them, or like this. Even, like, Sabrina Carpenter, love her, but she has, like, a very distinct style and isn't afraid to do that style. And I think for me, I take that in my everyday life of just, like, I'm going to wear what I want to wear because it makes me feel good. And if people respond to it, great. And if people don't, that's also great too. Like, it's one of those where I feel like, and musicians are like that themselves, where it's like, my music isn't for everybody, but if it's something that you like, I want it to be the best version for you. And it's like, for me, especially in an office setting, I definitely stand out. And my job now, like, I do retail marketing, so I'm working with a lot of malls and a lot of mall managements, like, just all around the US. And it's one of those where it's like, hey, like, my style or how I dress doesn't have to be for you, but it's for me, and I'm just going to try to do the best version of myself I can.
Yeah, 1000%. I think that your style definitely stands out to me. I love your use of different patterns together. tend to dress in like, I'll do like all black, usually band tee, shorts, and then like fun shoes, like some fun Vans and some fun socks. And that's like my uniform. And that's what I feel comfortable in. But it's so interesting to me to see how other like alternative people kind of dress themselves and make it fun and make it inspirational in that way. And especially when you're working for like a shoe and apparel brand and you're expressing yourself in that way, and I'm like, oh, this is so fun. And just like how you approach it, I would love to like I feel like it would be fun to go shopping and see what your thoughts are on different things and how you put things together.
That's so kind. That's so sweet. My partner and him and I, we go thrift store. Saver's #1 fan. Like, I am at a thrift store almost every weekend. And there are many things that I've picked out where he has made faces of like, I don't know how you're going to put that together, but I know that you have a plan. Like, he always says, like, while I'm in there, it looks like I have just numbers and formulas all around my head because I'm like calculating how I can put something together. But I feel like for me, there's value of like having fun and being whimsical. Like, there's certain outfits that like, would I wear again? Probably not. But did I really enjoy it at the time? Absolutely. And I just think being fun is just something that like I feel like more people should do. It's one of those where it's like, why not? Like, can I wear this ridiculous polka dot dress to work? Sure. Why not? Like, will somebody say something about it? Probably. But like, why not? Like, life is too short. Or my favorite, or it's like, oh, like what occasion will I wear this to? I'm always like, I'm going to make the occasion. Like, I'm not going to wait for one. Like, I will just make it. And if it's going to Trader Joe's on a Wednesday, then that's going to be the occasion.
I think that people do that. They will save their clothes for certain occasions when you can just literally wear them anytime and to anywhere. Why not? Like you said, why not take a crazy chance? Why not?
Right. Do a crazy dance. That's what I'm saying. Absolutely. And I like 100%. I believe that full heart. Like, why not?
Exactly.
And I also feel like
go for it.
I feel like people put themselves in different boxes where I'm just like, I don't want to be put in a box. Like, one day I'll wear overalls and the next day I'm just going to wear a tutu skirt because it just feels right.
Yes, feels right for you. Exactly. And that's a huge thing. Like, I feel also within the alternative community and like the alternative music scene, just having your own sense of style is huge. And I feel like no matter what, we're going to stand out no matter what we wear, what we do. So might as well just make it extra anyway, because I could be just going to like the post office and wearing the most basic, like a sweatpant and a t-shirt, and people will still be like, oh, she's so different. She has green hair and piercings and tattoos, and you stand out no matter what. And I feel like might as well just add like a cherry on top to it and just, why not? So it's fun, and I love that you're fun with it, because I feel like people, especially in an office setting, will make it too serious and will try to be like, I'm gonna wear a beige suit and I'm good. And it's just, be fun. Like, what's wrong with that?
Absolutely. And I'm very lucky in the sense that I work for a brand that celebrates it. I have coworkers who look forward to every time I fresh up my pink hair. I have people who look forward to whatever new tattoos I get. So it's like one of those things where like, if you are in this space to be able to do that, then it's like, why not take advantage of it when there's other places that don't necessarily welcome that in?
Yeah, so exactly. I feel like companies are more so welcoming individuality in that way, whether it's like body art or piercings or colored hair, and just seeing people express themselves. Like, just when I'm out at the grocery store or out running errands and I see people that are expressing themselves in that way, it makes me happy. Getting to see people just be themselves and not being confined to like just any other standards but their own in that way. So I love that your company allows you to do that, and I love that more and more companies are welcoming it and welcoming the creativity, and just it's incredible. I would be so sad if like the company I worked for wouldn't allow me to express myself in this way, because I feel like when you're you and you're authentically 100% you, it just adds so much more joy to your life.
That, and I also feel like it brings people's best work forward. Like, because you're naturally going to wear the things that you're passionate about. You're going to naturally talk about the things that you're passionate about. And it's like, if you can find that passion and have it drive in some kind of workforce, me, even though like, whatever, I don't dream about work normally, but like if I have to dream of labor, like I might as well do something that makes me passionate and somehow can add some form of creativity to it.
Yes. Unfortunately, the labor part is
Yeah, that's
the
why I'm
natural
like,
part of it. Yeah.
I don't dream of
Exactly.
labor, but if I'm gonna do it, I might as well stay
Like,
true to
let me
myself
preface
while I do
it.
it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
1000%. Are you what's the fit? What's the fit? What's
That's my
the fit today? What do we got
oh my
going
God.
on?
Truthfully, I'm wearing like an oversized men's work shirt and jeans because I'm working
Mm,
from home today. Normally it's a
love it.
normally it's a lot more fun, but
I mean,
today
it's still
this is my
fun from
casual
home. Yeah.
look. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Still,
Now, my favorite, and like you can also relate to it, my favorite thing right now is I love everybody getting into this like trinket DIY kind of era. I love
mm,
it. I love it when I see people having their bags and it's like filled with buttons and charms. And even in the footwear industry, we're seeing it where people are putting charms on their shoes. Like, I love it so much, and it makes me so happy that like it doesn't matter like what gender identity you are, like what you like there's something, whether you're a Hello Kitty girly or Miffy or like I love Monchichi, like there is a trinket, like there's so many different possibilities, and I love going out in public and seeing how people choose to show their style like out and how they want to represent how they decorate their bags. And I feel like it's so refreshing to see people use their bags and style, whether if it's like to have a political message, whether it's just to show like what they're about. Like, I think there's so much power in that. And I think, and I hope that people just like continue on with it, and that progresses into people wearing different patterns and wearing a DIY jacket, and like just kind of that whole momentum just keeps going, because it's so refreshing to see out in the world people unapologetically like decorating their stuff and being themselves.
yes, 1000%. I am, like you said, I can relate to that. I love a keychain. I love a charm. I love a pin.
Mm-hmm.
Always sticking them everywhere. And I love that a lot of companies are kind of leaving space on their bags for you to like hang charms or putting like a key ring on there,
Mm-hmm.
because they know that like that's the thing to do right now. So, might as well. I love like a blind box keychain
Oh,
and sticking it on the back. Yeah, 1000%. And I also wanted to add, like, with people like being more adventurous with the patterns and everything, just wear the thing that you want to wear. Like, it's
mm-hmm.
just, yeah, it's so much more just
I mean,
being yourself and being authentically yourself.
well, that, and I feel like there's power in showing joy. And I think there's
Mm,
power of like everything else that's going on in the world. And
yeah.
like there's so much hate going around, and I feel like the biggest thing that you can do to protest or resist of like what's going on is just genuinely having that sense of joy every day. I mean, I try the best I can. It's not every day for me, but I feel like just having that mindset of just like trying to be the best version of myself and the most authentic version of myself every day is like ultimately the biggest form of
Resistance.
protest of what's going on.
Exactly. No, that's 100% correct. Can't think of a better way to even state that. That was beautifully said. So with the charm activation that you guys had at Warp Tour, what was that experience like? Just because people got to create their own, right, for their shoes.
Yeah, so we had a custom Warp Tour charm, and we had a couple of other like Vans exclusive charms out there, and people got the opportunity to get a pair of laces and just pick out a bunch of charms that they would like. And at first we had like little to go baggies, and we assumed that people would want them for later. And I think the biggest surprise is that people were like getting down and like customizing their shoes like right in the moment. And it was like, oh, like I just want to do this now. Like this is so much fun. And I was shocked. It was great. And like seeing people's brains of like what they could do was also really refreshing and inspiring for me as well. Cause it's like we had a certain idea of what people were going to do. But then like we had this one girl put on a bunch of safety pins on her slip-ons and then attach charms to the safety pins. And at first I was like, okay, like I don't know if you have slip-ons. I don't know if I'm sure a charm could fit somewhere. Like I don't know. Like pop off, do whatever you want. And when I saw her get like safety pins, and it was the best. Like I met so many people, and the best part of it was just being able to see what people did with it. Like we spend time like planning and like budgeting out for all these things, but seeing what people do with the product is probably the most rewarding experience.
Yes, I did not, unfortunately. The line was really long and I had other bands to see, so I could not do the activation. I could not participate, but it looked so fun. I just remember it was like the line was like wrapped around the whole tent and it looked amazing. And just seeing people be creative, because like you said, you picture somebody how they're going to wear, like put the charms on their shoes, or like you said, save for later and maybe have a pair of shoes in mind that maybe they want to put it on later in the day. But just seeing people like in the moment be creative, and the safety pin thing, genius.
Yeah.
Because how else are you going to get charms on a slip-on?
Right.
So
I was amazed. We're doing an activation again this year. So there'll be some fun stuff happening. I can say that. And I have extra charms. So we'll have to get you some charms. We can get you some shoe charms.
That's so fun. Oh my gosh, I appreciate that so much. I'm a big Van girly. All my friends say I have the most pair of Vans that they've personally known somebody to own. It's probably low to you, but I think I'm at about 70 pairs right now.
That, for someone who, that's pretty high. Like that, I had the same reputation too growing up. Like it's totally fine. And it's like one of those where it was the only shoe I've ever worn. Then I started working for the company. And now I'm just like, okay, now it's like really the only shoe I ever wear. And I'm all for it. I'm very thankful for the Vans community. I'm very thankful that people still wear and love our product, and 70 is a good number. Pop off.
Yeah,
it's about great.
I did on my TikTok, I did a Vans collection because my friends were saying, I've never seen you wear the same pair of Vans or like repeat. And I'm like, I'll assure you I repeat the shoes, I have my go-tos. But they were like, I just want to see what you have. And so I did, it was like a 3-part video. And since then I've purchased more. Like I got both pairs of the Authentics that Haley was wearing in the ads since then. And then I've also purchased the pink and black, the light pink and black checkered slip-ons. And I've purchased, I got a new pair of Stack Form skate highs because I don't know what happened to my old pair. It just keeps happening. I don't know. Who knows? Like, it's a thing. It's fine.
No. It's more than fine. The Stack High skate highs were like my go-to shoe for a really long time. It's a good shoe.
It's a good shoe. And I'm short. So it helps.
Yeah. I was like, I'm on the taller side, so I just like trample on top of everybody. But it's such a fun shoe.
Yes. What has been like, out of the shoes, I'm sure you own so many pairs of Vans. Like, what's your favorite? Do you have one?
Oh, yes. I have 2 answers because I have worked on product, so I've worked on shoes, and I have favorite shoes that I've worked on, and then I have favorite shoes that I wear. I used to work in the skate footwear department. We worked on product over there. And we got to collab with Carpet Company, which is like the streetwear brand that is kind of on the smaller end. They're not now, but like I love them because they also have a lot of friends that are within the hardcore community. And being able to kind of combine those worlds and create like a crazy old school with them was so much fun. And it had like different patches that you can take off and put on. And I have like a blue pair, and the ad that they did with it was super fun. So like doing that one, I have 2. Doing that one. And then we did a shoe with Atiba, who's a world-renowned photographer, super nice dude. We did an all orange, like mono old school with him, and it is like bright orange. Being able to have fun with like that pop of color and seeing people skate with that pop of color was so much fun to see and have that come to life, because working on products, we're 2 years behind, 2 years ahead, 2 years ahead. We work 2 years ahead. So it's like I wait for like a year and a half in order to see that product in the market. So when you're working on something for that long and you have like that secret, yeah, you have a secret, like you know that something's, and I still have them now, like you know things are coming. Being able to see it and see people respond positively to it is like the best feeling. But my favorite shoe that you would see me wear probably all the time, it's our, I think we still have them. They were the super low pro Mary Janes in silver. They're like a metallic
I
silver.
know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
That
I saw
one,
those in store like last week.
yeah, I wore
Yeah.
those walking around New York. I wore those walking around in Toronto and Montreal. Like I wear that shoe everywhere, and I wear it with everything. And it's one that I rarely buy backup pairs of shoes of, like, once this one dies, I'll have another fresh pair. That is the only shoe that I have currently in my closet that I have a backup pair for. I wear it all the
Love that.
time.
I love a backup pair. Yes. Those are so fun because first of all, silver you can wear with anything. It doesn't matter anyway if you're not even matching, but like matches with anything, adds such fun to the outfit. And like I feel like now I should go and get me a pair of those, cuz I was looking at the low pro, the leopard ones. They're like fairly new, I feel like.
Yeah.
Online, and I'm like eyeballing those and I'm like, ooh, I really want those. But yeah, I love the Mary Janes are so cute. Just all the different collaborations that like Vans has done, I feel like they just hit it out of the park no matter what. And it's something for everybody. Like somebody might, not be a fan of this particular collaboration, but they might love something else that the brand has, or even people that I feel like people that I know in my life, they'll see me wear shoes and well, who made those? And I say, oh, they're Vans, because sometimes the Vans are like different styles, like especially the like the ultra ranges. I think people are really
Yeah.
surprised that Vans has those, and they'll say, oh, I didn't know Vans had like anything other than like a flat skate shoe. I need to get me a pair, and I'm like, yes, go for it,
Yeah.
please. It's so fun.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
just all the different collaborations that like Vans has done, I feel like they just hit it out of the park no matter what. And it's something for everybody. Like somebody might, not be a fan of this particular collaboration, but they might love something else that the brand has, or even people that I feel like people that I know in my life, they'll see me wear shoes and well, who made those? And I say, oh, they're Vans, because sometimes the Vans are like different styles, like especially the like the ultra ranges. I think people are really
Yeah.
surprised that Vans has those, and they'll say, oh, I didn't know Vans had like anything other than like a flat skate shoe. I need to get me a pair, and I'm like, yes, go for it,
Yeah.
please. It's so fun.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. So with the personal style of yours, has that always come naturally to you? Like, were you always doing this like as a child, or did it just kind of happen one day?
No. I used to get bullied in school, or like people would always say that like Kelsey just dresses like it's Halloween every day, or like this is just like Kelsey just wears a costume. And I like I'm not gonna lie, it used to be something that I would take super personal. And there was a moment where I was like in my early 20s, I changed the way I dressed completely just to try to be like everybody else. Where I was like, I wanted just to be accepted, and I tried so hard. And it was like one of those things where it's like I was buying all the right things, but like still wasn't blending in. And I was just like, I don't understand what the misconnection is. Like I just want to be accepted just as a person. And then there was something like within me that was just like, okay, well, I can't fit in, so I might as well just stand out. And having that sense of like, okay, like I'm just going to be myself, and my community of people and the right people will just naturally gravitate towards me instead of just being small to make other people feel more comfortable. I just decided that I'm just going to be as loud as I can be. And whether like I snort when I laugh. So it's like one of those, it's like whether I'm laughing or just the way that I dress, like and I'm just going to be as loud as I can. And there's some people that are going to really take to that and like it. And there's some people that are not. And it happens. And that's fine too. It's one of those things where it's like, I like the idea of being accessible to everyone, but not everyone's taste. And that's more than okay.
Yeah, that's definitely more than okay. Just
Yeah.
I feel like we've all tried to shrink ourselves or tried to fit into a box, or when we're triangles and we're trying to fit into like a square hole or whatever that saying is. I'm not sure at the
No,
moment, but we've all, what was it, round peg into square hole, something like that. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
no.
But I think that we've all tried to do that, especially when, for me, it was more like middle school era years, and everybody just, if you were different, like that was a problem for people. And yeah, if you've done everything that you possibly can to try to fit in and it still is not working, it's like, you know what, I'm not meant for this. I'm not meant to be what your definition of normal is. Have you seen What a Girl Wants with Amanda Bynes?
Of course I have. Of
So
course I have.
I think his name is Oliver, the guy that plays her boyfriend in the movie, and they're like on the boat, and he's like, "Why are you trying so hard to fit in when you're born to stand out?" To Daphne, her character, and immediately I thought of that when you said that. Yeah, exactly. Immediately I thought of that when you said that, because it's so true. Like in the movie, I'm gonna go a whole What a Girl Wants deep dive. In the movie, she's trying to be like, like these royals, and she's
Yeah.
not. She's clumsy and she's loud and she's funny and she's just herself, and that's what everyone loves about her. And it's like a really good lesson, I think, for all of like the weird people out there that have tried to fit in maybe in their younger selves, or maybe they're trying to do it right now as adults and realizing it's not working. And it doesn't have to work. You just be yourself. Trust me, a lot better.
That, but then it's also kind of like you have a moment of like, who am I doing this for? Like, I am working so hard to be this certain image, and like, who am I really doing it for? And I feel like when you ask yourself that question, I immediately was like, well, I'm not doing it for myself because this is so much work. Like, I would do XYZ. Like, this is just not who I am. And I feel like once you have that sense of like, okay, like, this isn't for me, like, this isn't how I want to be presented, like, then you take that and you find your inner self and like, you serve that inner child and you just make it really loud. Like, I work hard so that my inner child can be louder. Like, that's pretty much what I tell people.
Yes. I think we are all serving our inner child in one way or another, and we can't go back and change anything and relive any experiences. All we can do is be who we are now and move forward, and make my 13-year-old self proud of me, which I know she would be. And I'm sure your
Absolutely.
inner child, your 13-year-old self, would be like, wow, she's so cool. I admire
she'd be
her.
shitting herself. Like, I say that all the time. I was like, if you were to ask 13-year-old Kelsey, like, this is what she would be doing, she would just say, get out. Like, you're lying. Like, this would never happen. And that's why, like, I tell people, like, opportunities are rare, and when they come by, like, as an apprentice, I said this to my boss at the time, and now looking back at it, I'm like, oh god, that was a little bold. But like, I told him that, like, I've been given this opportunity and I don't take it lightly, and that I'm not here to fuck around with it. And I just remember him looking at me being like, okay, great. And in my head, I was like, ooh, maybe that's a little too strong, but like, it's true. Like, you get these chances, and for me, it's like, don't fuck with them. Like, take them and like put in 100% or even more. Like, just give it all that you can. Don't half-ass it, full-ass it. Just put it in.
Yes, 1000%. Yes, very bold of you to say that, but also you probably stood out and they probably like, wow, this girl means business. Like she's meant to be here, I feel like.
Looking back at it, I don't recommend people to say that to their bosses. I would not say that now, but like at the time,
At the time.
it just needed to be said, and it was true how I felt, and I feel that still now to this day.
Amazing. So with contributing to like the shoe design that you said, and that was being like your favorite shoe in addition to the other shoes, what, like, when you think of what you've contributed to Vans as like a whole, what are you the most proud of?
Oh, I think I'm the most proud of showing people that hard work and being passionate about something does pay off. I think for me, it's like one of those where I worked really hard. I never imagined that I would be in this position. And I am so happy that I can show people that, like, if you are fully passionate about something, if you put the work into it, like, things can happen. And it's not about like who you know, it's not about nepotism. Like, it's like one of those where it's like, if you just work really hard, like, it will pay back eventually.
Yeah. I think for myself especially, like, I'm trying to work in the music industry. That's like my big goal, and it can get a little daunting because it's always a lot of like the connections are a big part of it, but I definitely think that working hard is such an important factor in whatever you do. Like you said, showing passion with what you're doing as well, and just showing up. And I think that all those, like, mixed together, it'll really like make you feel proud of what you're doing, but also show others that you're, like you said, you don't fuck around. You're here to you mean business.
And I would say what you're doing, it takes a lot of guts, like reaching out to people, creating something out of your own. Like, it takes guts. And it's something that I deeply admire. Like, I, wish I could create content and wish that I could put myself out there. And that's just like a line of courage that I'm not willing to face yet. But when I see people do it and they do it well, like, it's one of those where I'm like, keep going. Like, it's like, whatever, like, numbers or whatever. But like, just seeing people being willing to put themselves out there and have the courage to do so, like, there's a lot of power in that.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I think some days are easier than others because, like you said, the numbers will get to people, but you got to just keep showing up and being yourself and creating things that just make you proud of yourself and make you feel inspired. And you get to a certain point where you're like, who am I doing this for? Like you said, when you were dressing for other people, or not fulfilling what was for yourself, and you think, who am I doing this for? Like, what is the point of this? And I think once you get introspective with it makes a lot more sense, and you just want to keep going in whatever way. And I hope this conversation inspires people to tap into something creative that they have been kind of putting on pause, or maybe haven't fully committed to yet, or maybe are dabbling in, or maybe are scared to do. Like, maybe this will give them the boost to try that next step.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's okay to get uncomfy sometimes. And I feel like when you're in that uncomfiness, like, you learn a lot about yourself, and you learn a lot about strengths and like what you can do. Yeah. Especially in a male dominated field, which both footwear industry and music is. And I came from skateboarding. Like, in those moments, you have to be even more true to yourself and be more like honed in of who you are as a person more than ever, because trust me, they will try to put you in a box if you let them.
Like, who's this girl? What's she doing here? Like, I'm meant to be here. I have carved out a space for myself, and
Correct.
I am not shrinking myself for anybody else. I am just meant to be here. I tell myself that like every day. I'm meant to be here.
Oh, same.
And it just kind of has become like a thing that I just kind of say to myself, a mantra of sorts. I think it works too. I think when you like really believe it and start to tell yourself things, affirmations, it really starts to become facts in your brain, and you
Oh,
know it.
absolutely. Absolutely. I fully believe that.
So would you like to, like, anybody out there that's really afraid of being themselves or being authentic, or scared of what people might think, would you like to maybe give them a message, to tell them that it's okay to be different, you know?
That, but also like, girl, just go do it. Like, just do it. Like, what? I think it's one of those things where, it's beautiful to fail. Like, it's beautiful to fail. You learn a lot about yourself and you pick yourself back up and you do it differently, or you be better the next time. I think it's one of those things where it's so lame, but you just gotta say yes and you just gotta do it.
Yes.
And
Amazing.
most people are thinking
just do
about
it.
themselves anyways. Like, most people are thinking about themselves. They're not paying attention to you. We are paying attention the most to ourselves. So it's like, try something out. And I bet you by next week, nobody's going to remember but you. And then you just try something differently again.
Yeah, yes, I think that people often don't look at failure as something beautiful, and I think that's a really interesting take. You can't go through life just being afraid of everything. You got to take opportunities and do everything. And my dad always says, you're going to be that age anyway, so you might as well just do it, take the chance, and might as well say, oh, I did this, so now I see if it worked for me, if it didn't, and maybe try something new, or keep building upon what you've started. You never know. Like, life's weird, and might as well do whatever you want to do.
But then it's also like, then you have all of these things that you've fulfilled or you've tried, and at least you have all that instead of just being like, I was too afraid to even do it.
Like our whole list.
You never know.
Yeah, and it's fun to kind of talk to people and be like, I tried this, it didn't work out, but at least I tried it, and
Yeah. It's one of those things where I've accepted that I can never be perfect, so I might as well just, like, instead of trying to achieve perfection, just have fun doing it in the process.
Yeah,
That's my
exactly.
big thing.
Nobody's perfect. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I love to chat. It was fun.
Yeah.
I hope you had a good time as well.
Yeah, I had a blast. Thank you so much.
Thank you.